Hello everyone and welcome to another Muffin video. Before we dive in here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell and drop a like on the video too if you're enjoying the content. Don't forget to join our Discord server as well if you're not already there. The link is in the description down below. We've also activated our channel membership, which comes with all kinds of perks, so check that out if you're interested in joining. And speaking of channel membership, I do want to take a moment to give a special shout out to our current members. So thanks to all of you, and I hope you're enjoying the benefits. And finally, a reminder that all comments on every video will be automatically entered into our weekly giveaways. Winners will be randomly selected every Monday. So good luck, and let's get this started. Alright, so we've managed to get a global first clear on the latest Echo of War, the new Scarlet Moon event with the FENRIR, which is a very fun fight. So we've cleared the elite difficulty, and I want to go ahead and jump straight in to the clear video and explain the approach that we took. I know normally I'll go showing all these skills in a list, but I want to keep things a bit more efficient now. I'm just going to jump straight into the clear video and we'll go through it together and discuss how we got the fight cleared. So let's go ahead and go. So right away, we're going to talk about this fight's positioning. So this is a two-phase fight, and it is also going to require two people to run different skills for phase 1 and for phase 2. That is, the healer will need Purify for phase 1 and will need to swap Purify for a different heal in phase 2. Your healer also needs Divine Healing for both phases. Also, one of your DPS has to run an interrupt for phase 1 but doesn't need the interrupt for phase 2. So right away, this is a boss that has 4 sectors around it with arrows to move left and right. So the positioning that we found worked is we have 1 DPS with the tank on the far side, 1 DPS with the healer on the side when you come in, and then 1 DPS on the left and right. And the reason we have split up is because there is a mechanic, which you will see soon, that is putting a ball above people's head, and that is what the healer must purify. Dark Imprint, there it is, and pause for a second. These are the red orbs above people's heads, and if multiple people are in the same zone, this will deal more damage than if there's only one of these red orbs per zone. So ideally, it's best for you to wait as a healer to purify when you see that each of the players with a red orb above them is in their own zone. If you are relatively well geared, you can tank a double in one zone, but if someone is already somewhat low HP, this can kill them, so do keep that in mind. So you can see here, person moves over, and then the healer, well, I think I remember now. The healer did not swap back to Purify after the last fight in time, so we didn't purify that first one in time. So the second ability you have to look out for is this dark puddle on the ground here. Darkness Stab. You see here, he puts a dark puddle on the ground, and then when he does so, you should move out. I take quite a long time to move out of it. I wasn't paying very close attention to that dark puddle, and then I see it quite late, and I'm like, oh god, I gotta get out of there. And by the time I move, I've already taken more than half my HP from it. That's an example of what you should not do. But this can be especially damaging if it happens in combination with the darkness, the dark imprint attack with the orbs. Is if your healer purifies. And I'm going to pause for a second so we can go back to this ability here. But if the healer purifies when someone's ticking down damage from this can kill them if they are both happening simultaneously. So now we go into another one of the boss's main attacks, which is going to be Blot Out the Sky. Now, you can't see it off screen, but when he starts casting Blot Out the Sky, you will see a little muffin floating in the air above the zone that's going to be the safe zone. And everyone has to move into this gold safe zone right away, otherwise they will be one-shot by this attack. And the healer as well needs to use Divine Healing for this. Now, the tank the whole time during this fight is pretty much watching for... That was Dark Reap, by the way. That's the interrupt you can see here. That was interrupted by one of the DPS. But the tank is pretty much running his normal build and using shield for Dark Dance, as that's the boss's main big damage dealing attack. And then pretty much this is the whole of phase 1. The healer purifies the orbs, ideally waiting for each orb to be in a separate zone. The everyone watches out for the darkness underneath them here. Like, let's see if I pay attention enough to move out of this one a bit faster. I don't, which is okay. There we go. I finally noticed it. Great. I'm literally showing. So now we have, okay. You can see I moved into the zone. The healer purified. We didn't take that much damage. There's another darkness stab. It's on Natasha. She moves. She was paying more attention than me apparently. And this pretty much cycles for the entirety of phase 1. Here comes another blood out the sky. And you can see there. Let me go back quickly and highlight that. You can see when he casts blood out the sky, just behind these directional keys, you can see the little muffin floating in the sky. That gives you a visual indication quickly of where the safe zone is going to be. And so we're just going to go through the same rotation, the same positioning through all of phase 1. And, you know, we're down to 40% HP already, and we're just going to continue. You can see here someone moved out of the zone. Dark Imprint is coming. We're watching those circles above people's head. There's 2 in each zone. And, yep, so they're going to split. There's a little bit of a dance going on here, but the healer purified anyway because people were at high HP, so it wasn't a big risk to purify there. Now, like I said, this is a 2-phase fight, so everything you see is just for phase 1. And when we are starting, I'm actually going to skip ahead a little bit because the fight's just continuing exactly as it has been. We're going to get pretty low here, and then when you get very low, like say sub 10%, you're going to want to basically watch out for the next blot out the sky, and you're going to want to all stack together. I think it's going to come any second now. Blot out the sky. The boss has 3% HP. Everyone needs to stack and then stay stacked after this one because you're going to phase transition as soon as the boss hits 100% of the next HP bar. So normally we'd split up here, but we're going to stay stacked. We're going to wait for the boss to transition. And it's very important that you stay stacked because when he phase transitions, he's going to stun everybody. So if you're like on the wrong side, you're not going to be able to make it to stack with everyone in time for the phase 2 abilities. So here comes the phase change. And when he's in the phase change, he has 4 new abilities you have to pay attention to. So right away, I'm going to explain this ability. This is the slash ability. I'm not sure. Dire Knight Slash. He does 3 consecutive slashes that require you to move in a specific direction to avoid being hit by it. And the order in which he uses the skills in phase 2 is completely random. It's RNG. He uses skills in a random order, so you have to pay close attention to make sure you're making the right call. So left, Dire Knight Slash. The way to avoid this attack, it comes in 3 successive slashes, is to move when this is L, Dire Knight Slash, move left. So everyone moves left, avoid damage. Then it's going to show B, Dire Knight Slash, everyone move right. And then it's going to show L again, everyone move left. Now there's a third one which is R, Dire Knight Slash, and that one you also move right. So here's the next attack for phase 2. This is Annihilation Blade. This is a damage sharing attack. Everyone has to stay in the same zone for this attack to share damage equally. So after this, let's see what he uses. So he uses the slash again. B, everyone goes right. Then L, everyone goes left. And there's a third one coming. R, everyone goes right. So now you've seen all 3 of the slashes. They always come in 3s. Now we're going to have the next attack, the Crimson Moonblade, which requires the healer to Divine Healing. It is a large party-wide AoE. If you don't Divine Healing, there's a fair chance you will die to this. And what does he do next? He does Malevolent Moon. So Malevolent Moon is a very important ability to understand. When he uses Malevolent Moon, you're going to have your 2 top DPS in the party go and stand where this moon is falling down in order to get the buff from this. It allows them to deal more damage, plus they share the damage from the moon falling. The other 4 party members are going to run to the complete opposite side of where the moon is falling. There, boom, we take the hit, and this is a super important positioning here because you can see right after the moon he's going to almost always do a slash. He doesn't always, but almost always. So right away, you're going to call move right for these 4, but the 2 of us on the moon are actually going to have to move left in order to realign ourselves with the positioning of the party. So you have to be very careful. When people call right and you're on the moon, if you move right, you're going to die. So you watch everyone's moving right from their perspective, but we're moving left from our perspective. So we're aligned again. And now then we follow the same. Okay, we're aligned again, move right. Boom. And then move left. It's L Dire Knight / you move left. And then the boss continues its rotation of attacks. So now we have Annihilation Blade. This is the damage sharing again. So we all stack and we don't move. Then what comes next? We have Malevolent Moon again. It's pretty rare for the moon to come so quickly back to back like that. But now what you're going to have is the next 2 DPS. Not the same 2 DPS. The next 2 DPS are going to go into the moon and everyone else will go to the opposite side. And it's important that you cycle between your pairs of DPS each time the moon shows up. So your first 2 pair go to the first moon. Then the second pair goes to the second moon. Then the first pair goes to the third moon. And then the second pair goes to the fourth moon, and so on. And once again, they take the moon debuff. The boss is going to use the B Dire Knight /. The 4 of us move right, and the 2 of them move left. And we're aligned again, and then we can give the same instructions. Now R, we move right again. And then B, we move right again. And this is the entire phase 2 fight. It's cycling through these abilities and being prepared. Here comes Crimson Blade, which is another divine healing for the healer. And again, this just continues on and on and on until you get to the end of the fight. So I'm just gonna... Here comes another moon. So Natasha and I move to the moon. Everyone else moves to the other side. Boom, we get hit. He uses L Dire Knight /. So everyone moves left. We move right. I messed up a little bit there, but I was still able to avoid the damage. We move right on B Dire Knight /. And then finally, another L, we move left. And I'm just going to skip ahead of it because it's pretty much the same mechanics. It's Crimson Blade. As you've seen it, Dire Knight /. We're fighting well. Skip, skip, skip. And I'm going to just go to the last like 10% of the fight here, because it's pretty much, as I said here, the same mechanics throughout. So here we have the damage sharing ability, and what's going to come next? We're going to probably have some more slashes. So B Dire Knight, we move right. L Dire Knight, we move left. And R Dire Knight, we move right. And the boss is at 4%, 3%. We're almost there. Malevolent Moon comes. At this point, the boss, we still do the correct positioning, even though the boss is very low. Okay, and then L /, we move left, they move right, and the boss dies. And there you have it. So that is the full fight for the 3rd Echoes of War. And that is the best approach that we found in order to beat it. So you have this positioning in phase 1, you have the interrupt and the purify, which are not needed in phase 2, so you can get more DPS in phase 2 and additional healing support in phase 2 from the healer as well, since they don't have to run purify. So there you have it. That is a complete guide to our first global clear of the 3rd Echoes of War, the Fenrir boss. So hopefully this helps you get your clear. And best of luck to you. Enjoy the fight. It's a very, very fun fight. I'd say the most fun fight we've had in the game so far. So take care, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.